Hi everyone, Audra here, also known as Twisted Chalker, and I am your independent creator with Magnolia Design Company. And I started working on a project a couple days ago, and I've just been doing it a little bit here and there, mostly because it took a lot of gluing and waiting for the glue to dry, and then trying to decide what colors I wanted to use and how I wanted to paint it and how I wanted it to look. And so you can see a little bit of it behind me, that green piece back there. I took 3 packets of these, which are about $1 a piece, $1 a pack. So there's 3 sticks in a pack, $1 a pack. And 3 of the shorter ones, this is a 10 pack that I picked up at Lowe's. I took 3 of those, and they come for 98 cents at Lowe's. Moss Waverly chalk paint, Celery Waverly chalk paint, White Waverly chalk paint, and Java home decor chalk paint. This is something I ordered offline, gosh, about a year ago or so. And one of these from Dollar Tree, these little 4-leaf clovers, 3-leaf clovers, not 4. I need to learn how to count. And I used these rub-on transfer letters from Dollar Tree for one of the words. And I have individual letters in my stencils, but number 1, they were not the right size. And number 2, that's it. Number 2, they just weren't the right size. So I didn't use them, and it's the 2 of the letters are from my stencil, 2 of the words are from my stencils, and I wanted it all to be a little bit different anyway. So I used the word "be" from this Valentine Be Mine stencil, and I used the word "to" from this Christmas stencil, and then I used the "blessed" from this #blessed stencil. You can tell I used quite a bit, and I made this Lucky to Be Blessed 3-leaf clover. And once I'm done, I haven't even decided about the bow yet. I'm deciding about a bow. I'm going to glue it on here. But for right now, sit that there. I'm wrapping the stem. I'm going to lower you down here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm wrapping the stem with twine, and since it's not really sitting right and I didn't paint it, I am gluing it each time I go around. You don't have to, it's just my personal preference. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue and then letting it dry. So far it says Lucky to Be Blessed. I've sprayed this with my Krylon matte sealer. Let me go get it real quick. Okay, so I painted this with the Waverly chalk, moss colored, and then I sprayed it with this matte finish, this Krylon matte finish, and then I stenciled it with the words, and then I added the word Lucky on with the rub-on transfers that I got at Dollar Tree. Matter of fact, there's a glue stick here or a glue string I need to pull off of here. But after I added those, then I sprayed it again in order to set the letters. And I'm wrapping the stem because I decided I wanted to have a little bit more dimension and a little bit more color to it than just green. So I'm adding this to the stem. I don't know if you noticed when I painted this. First, what I did, I'm rushing, I glued 9 of these sticks together. And I've done this once before this one. This is only my 2nd time, so I'm still trying to figure out the best way that works for me. And when I started off, I was putting glue along the edge of one of them and then sticking them together and holding them together. And I was having a little bit of a problem because by the time I started here and glued all the way down here, this was starting to dry. And so I was having difficulties with getting it nice and clean and straight. It got a little easier, but then before I finished, I got down to the last two that were left, and I figured out a technique that worked better. So on the back, as you can see, I glued the shorter painter sticks. I glued them onto here, up to the, I only had 7 of them here. So I glued these 3 sticks on, and then I turned it over, and instead of gluing the last 2 together, I just glued the last 2 to the painter stick, which would have been a lot easier. So it would have been a lot easier if I had laid the painter sticks out, put a little bit of glue, and then placed the long ones on top. I might do another one, maybe for Easter. I'll do one for Easter. And I'll do a video while I'm doing it. That way it'll be easier to see what I'm saying. And then I painted it with the celery first. I did celery on the whole thing. And then I used my chip brush and I dry brushed some moss over it. Just kind of distressed it a little bit. And then I dry brushed it a little bit with some Java. And then I dry brushed it a little bit with some of the white. I'm really loving how it turned out. I don't know if you can see it. All of it. Turn it sideways. So that's that. And most of that will be covered up by the clover. So it's not that big of a deal. And I finished gluing this on. Around here. So it's Tuesday the 19th, January 19th. It was a beautiful, beautiful day today, weather-wise. Of course, I love the cool weather. I don't know about you. I don't know how's it over in your area? Is it cold? Is it warm, sunny, cloudy? I love this time of year. I just do. I don't love driving it if we have snow and ice, but I love the cool weather. Being warm-natured. Summer is just too hot for me. Fall is my favorite, but I like winter as well. Okay, so I'm almost done covering up the stem. And then what I'm going to do, when I glued these together first, I was only using hot glue, but when I glued the shorter sticks to the back, I used E6000. I ran E6000 down the middle, and then I put hot glue on each side. So that way the hot glue would dry fast and hold the stick, onto the surface while the E6000 was drying for a more permanent stick. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to E6000, hot glue, and use E6000 and hot glue to attach it to the board. And it'll be just yet another way to hold the pieces together, to hold the longer painter sticks together. And then I don't have I don't have any, well, I shouldn't say I don't have any. I have just a little bit of St. Patrick's Day ribbon, and that is this right here. That's all I have. So I'm going to be using this, and I have all my clovers here. I've got like I go crazy when I start a new holiday or a new season. I go crazy. I pull out all my supplies. I've got all these bags of clovers. I've got little signs that I picked up at Hobby Lobby really cheap. I've got these that I've had forever. And I'm going to figure out a way. I'm going to paint these most likely and then add it to it and make it pretty, and then decide to put maybe some on what to put on the inside. Maybe put some of that green floral foam, and then maybe some flowers or greenery or something to spruce it up. I don't even know where I got these. I probably found them at a thrift store. And they are candle holders, is all they are. But they don't have to be candle holders, right? They could be whatever we want them to be. So, yes, just spending a few days this week making a few St. Patrick's Day things. And then it'll be on to Easter and spring. Put a little bit of glue in there, make sure it's going to stay. There we go. And there's that. All right, I'm going to pause while I clean up real quick because I only have a certain amount of time on my videos. Hold on. Be right back. All right. So I got it all cleaned up. Now I laid this down like this. My original plan was to do it this way and put a bow on it. But I'm thinking I like this way. And maybe just wrap some twine around the ends. I think that'll be better. I think it'll be simple and cute. But I did put the words down in case the bow hung over. So, but the space here is, you know, kind of like the space there. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Decisions. So, quandary. Do I like this? Or do I like this? I think I like this. I think I'm going to go this route rather than this route. Yeah. I'm going to pause you for just a minute. All right, so I'm going to turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I want to glue this on there. So I'm going to use some E6000. I need one of those thingies. I need to go shopping this weekend. I'm just going to put some in various places that I think will be close, you know, that will be touching the... I'm going to put some down here too. Okay. Now I've learned to put the lid on this right away, because if you don't, it'll just keep coming out. Big mess. And then I'm going to put some hot glue, because the hot glue will dry fast, so it will hold it in place while the E6000 is drying for a more permanent fix. Now I'm going to put this right in the center, right about there. Press it down. Now the decision's really made for me, isn't it? That's okay. I'm gonna like it, I'm sure. And I just want to take a little bit of twine. I have this that I picked up at Walmart for, I want to say $7, I think. 13. I don't remember. I've had it for so long. I picked up like 2 or 3 of them. And I used the first one all the way through the holiday season last year, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, I am very, very, very frugal with my stuff, and I measure before I cut. because I don't want to waste. I've watched a lot of DIY videos where they just cut a piece and then they apply it, and then they're cutting a bunch that's just not very useful anymore, and I cringe every time I see it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue right there. Stick that on there. This has been awesome. I picked this up at the dollar store in the cosmetic area, and I use it for this kind of thing, so I don't burn my fingers anymore. And I want to take this and just kind of wrap it around. It doesn't matter where you glue it, I'm sure. That's just where I chose to glue it. And I'm going to place this however I want it placed on here. Not so far. Just like that. And do the same thing to the other side. It's a little awkward to work with under a camera. Put a little glue. Wrap it around. And then glue it again. This board has also been sprayed with this Krylon finisher, matte finish, and that's it. It's done. This took me a little bit because I had to, like I said, make decisions and then glue and paint and let it dry and spray and let it dry, and mostly the gluing had to dry. But yeah, I'm very happy when you do this. I don't, how much time do I have? Oh, I'm only 18 minutes in. I'm good. I have like 34 minutes and it cuts me off. And there is the Valentine decoration. I may just put a little bow, a little I have a little bow that I made with twine. All my stuff here. These are ribbon that I was using for Valentine's Day that I put away, and they're all this green that I want to use for St. Patty's Day. You don't see it. Let's see. What do we think? A little bow right there. Right here. I'll figure it out. Figure out what I want to do, and then I'll take a picture of it and I'll post it as the thumbnail. That's it. I'm very happy with this. I'm loving the way it turned out. And I'm going to do another one for Easter and use the gluing technique that I was talking about, and I may just do it all in a video. I think I can do it fast enough. But make all my decisions first and then start. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I will put the link to my website for the stencils that are available, and I have beginners kits if you're interested. Just comment, and I can send you pictures of the beginner's kits that I have for making things with the arts, with the craft supplies that you can find on my website. And that's it. Thank you again. Good night.